All right, let's start with Shutter.
No Gnosis-related news this week.
All right. When that happens, you can also just feel free to post a message on Telegram, and I mean, you don't have to join unless, of course, you want to listen to the updates. But
it's always interesting to listen in what's happening.
Sounds good then. And in that case, we also, of course, publish all the recordings of the chorus call on YouTube, and well, I guess that's it. So, I mean, just a heads up, but of course, feel free to join. Hive tests.
Hello. Regarding Hive test, we had a good meeting with Leon last week. Also, we have fixed some issues with Nethermind master, and I was working on EAST Gnosis plugin. Also, Marcus from our team working on setting GitHub Actions to generate Gnosis fixtures for EAST. That's it from our side.
Thank you. I guess that's all testing now. I'll just get rid of the Hive and Ethereum/tests difference. All right. Well, let's move on to client updates then. Nethermind.
Hi. Still working on 1.32.0. We catch some minor things and preparing for a release, hopefully by tomorrow. 1.32.
Oh, okay. I was like, I'm sure what 31 exists already.
Yeah, yes.
I don't know if you talked about this. Oh yeah, release candidates, basically performance improvements around pruning and block building. Was that it?
Exactly. Yeah. One of the things, but this will be one of the biggest ones because this has quite a lot of changes which we didn't wanted to release prior to Pectra. And right now, yeah, there is like a accumulation of plenty of fixes and improvements.
Makes sense. Thank you. Erigon?
We are working on Fusaka on DevNet 1.
Sorry, was that it? I'm not sure if something cut out. That sounded quite abrupt, but...
Well, I mean, that's the main thing we are also...
Yeah, no, it just sounded like you cut out, so I was just making sure.
Yeah, and well, we're also working on 3.1 with better snapshots and snapshot versioning. Yes, so I think that's it.
Yeah, right. 3.1 will also have Shutter shipped. I don't know. I missed the last few meetings, so I'm not sure if you guys have covered that.
Yeah, I think we talked a bit about, well, maybe not in this one. Maybe I didn't take notes too well because I'm pretty sure we talked about this at some point, but I can see it in the notes. But yeah, all good. Perfect. Thank you. I think Guillaume is not present, so let's move on to Wrath.
Hi. So working on pre-merge headers, I mean custom headers in general. There was a blocker on Reth's side. There was an issue where they didn't allow custom blocks headers in certain places. So that has been fixed today. So we have to do a minor upgrade for Reth before continuing on the custom header work.
So yeah, basically we require, I guess, an upstream.
Yes, we need an upstream upgrade. I mean, not to the next version, but to an intermediary version. So yeah, I mean, it shouldn't be a major one, anyways.
All right. Is there anything specific for Fusaka yet? I don't think so. Or research, anything else?
Fusaka probably will be more interesting starting next week, as DevNet 1 will start at Monday. and more EAPs will be enabled there. So based on that, we can make some decisions for DevNet for Gnosis.
Awesome. All right. Well, let's keep. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, I just had one quick question out of curiosity. I noticed yesterday that like there's been some changes in the EF, and one of the projects that seems to be like sort of decommissioned is Porto. So I was just curious, how does that affect Gnosis Chain? Because I remember you guys were discussing ERA files a few months ago and stuff like that. So I was just curious, is that affecting you in any way, or like, is it, yeah, what is
the way
what is the vibe?
Yeah, so you said Portal is being decommissioned, right? I haven't heard about that, but we never really relied on that. And initially, we just said we are going to ship EIP for Force, basically in the simplest way possible, which was just an S3 bucket. Basically, you can download the ERA files with HTTP or torrents, and that's it. Like, we didn't rely on any of the Portal stuff or more complex stuff. So I don't think it impacts us.
Okay, so you just use ERA file format, but you are not using Porto.
Exactly.
And you just store it somewhere on like I don't know, AWS S3 or like what?
Yeah, exactly. So we have this GC ERA, I think. Where is it? The search GC ERA. Yeah. So we have those links. GC ERA is the ERA1 files, so the ones exported from Nethermind. Of course, you cannot see that screen well anyways. So those are the execution layer ones and the CL ones, which are exported from Nimbus. So all those files are available on the HTTP, and we will also make them at some point available over torrents. But yeah, we don't rely on anything else. What's the solution for Ethereum then to replace Portal?
I mean, I guess unknown.
Okay. I guess that delays for Force then, or...
Well, I mean, Erigon already, in a way, solves it with our snapshots. So, but yeah, I don't know what TF is planning to do as a replacement, which is why I was curious whether you guys know much about it. But yeah, thank you.
I might have some more details, but in a week or two. But so.
Okay. Well,
I don't have anything concrete now, but I'm planning to get that knowledge.
Awesome. All right, well, I guess that's it then. Let's keep it short. Oh, Somnat, go ahead.
Thank you. So next week we might have a lot of discussions around the future of Ethereum in Berlin, and I wanted to ask the people present over here who are, I think, quite a lot of them are also going to be there. So from Gnosis perspective, what kind of directions make sense out of the 3 or 4 major directions that we might want to head for Ethereum? And so those are like ZK, scaling execution, L2, and miscellaneous. So Gnosis, as I know, is, but I'm not sure about this, almost always goes unutilized except for peak transaction times. And I think not a lot of L2s are depending on it. And it's also not something that probably rollups would look at for posting their checkpoints for ZK. So it sort of leaves us with considering something like Shutter, and probably hoping that if we were to scale towards faster execution or enable cheaper or more transactions with parallel execution. So I just wanted to do a vibe check maybe on these broader objectives or if something else is there that maybe is going to be useful for Gnosis, but not so much for Ethereum, then it might start diverging a little bit from Ethereum, from at least Amsterdam and beyond.
Right. So I think that's a quite complex question that, well, I cannot answer myself, at least not alone. But the idea for now definitely is to keep up to date with Ethereum, basically, because Gnosis is, well, main objectives right now are based on the app layer, so not really the chain at this point. So yeah, we just need the chain to continue, well, servicing our apps basically, and that's at this point the gist of it. Let's say the main objective, just to keep in line with Ethereum. But definitely there is a broader conversation around this, be it, you know, becoming a layer 2 or doing some Gnosis specific features or whatnot, but there's no consensus on this internally yet. But yeah, if there's any interesting conversations going on around that in Berlin, then I mean, we'd be happy to join, of course, and we can also talk all together in Berlin, at DAppCon, for example, or anywhere else. By the way, if someone wants to come and doesn't have tickets, you can hit me up. Maybe we can find something for you. But yeah, this is not a question I can answer right now. All right. Anything else? Perfect. Well, then, thanks for joining and see you next week. Yeah.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
That's all. Bye.
Bye bye.